Collins English Readers, A Pocket Full of Rye by Agatha Christie. Text copyright Agatha Christie Limited 2017. Recording copyright HarperCollins Publishers 2017. Read by Gabrielle Glaister. Chapter 1. Miss Summers, who was not the best typist in the office, poured the tea and took the cups round. Miss Griffith, the well-organised head typist, who had been with Consolidated Investments Trust for 16 years, tasted her tea and asked sharply, "Are you sure the water was boiling when you put it on the tea leaves, Summers? If it isn't boiling, the tea tastes horrible." At that moment, Miss Grosvenor, an incredibly glamorous blonde, who was Mr. Fortescue's personal secretary, came in to make his tea herself. Then she went out again, carrying the tea tray in front of her. Mr. Fortescue's office was a large room with a shining wood floor, and behind a huge desk sat Mr. Fortescue, a large fat man with a bald head. Miss Grosvenor put the tray on the desk, saying quietly, "Your tea, Mr. Fortescue," then left. Miss Grosvenor went back into her own office, made 2 telephone calls, and looked at the clock. It was 10 minutes past 11. Just then, a terrible cry came from Mr. Fortescue's office. Miss Grosvenor rushed in and found her employer behind his desk, his body twisting in pain. He was finding it difficult to speak. "Tea! What did you put in the tea? Get a doctor!" Miss Grosvenor went running into the typist's office, shouting, "Mr. Fortescue, we must get a doctor. I'm sure he's dying." But it had never been necessary to call a doctor to the office before now. Where was there a doctor nearby? Miss Griffith said, "We can call his own doctor. Get the private address book." Then, just to be sure, she told the office boy to go out and find a doctor. Anywhere. Miss Grosvenor said through her tears, "There couldn't have been anything wrong with the tea. But Mr. Fortescue, he said it was the tea." A short while later, Dr. Isaacs, a local doctor the office boy had found, and Sir Edwin Sandeman, Mr. Fortescue's doctor, met in the lift. Chapter 2. Detective Inspector Neal sat behind Mr. Fortescue's desk. One of his officers sat quietly against the wall near the door with a notebook. Inspector Neal looked like an ordinary man, but his way of thinking was very imaginative. Miss Griffith had just left, after giving him an exact report of the morning's events. Inspector Neal thought of possible reasons why the head typist could have poisoned her employer's tea, and rejected them as unlikely, because Miss Griffith was A. not the type of person to be a poisoner, B. not in love with her employer, C. not a woman who held grudges. It was possible, of course, that Mr. Fortescue's sudden illness had a natural cause, but neither Dr. Isaacs nor Sir Edwin Sandeman had thought so. Miss Grosvenor now came in and said at once, "I didn't do it. There wasn't anything wrong with the tea." Inspector Neal thought of a possible reason why Miss Grosvenor might have poisoned Mr. Fortescue. Perhaps a love affair that had gone wrong. "I see," said Inspector Neal. "Your name and address, please." "Irene Grosvenor, 14 Rushmore Road, Muswell Hill." No love affair, Neal said to himself. The address was a respectable one, and she probably lived there with her parents. Inspector Neal questioned her about how she had made Mr. Fortescue's tea. The cup, saucer and teapot had already been sent for analysis. Irene Grosvenor, and only Irene Grosvenor, had touched.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?